Selamat petang, everybody. Wow, we have a lot of viewers on the show already. Guys, how are y'all? Good evening. We not here back for Devil's Den Season 2, Episode 1. Guys, everyone's pumped up, good. I mean, United with all the signings, new season, new opening, new hope, new belief. Right, without further ado, let me bring out our guest today. Bang Din,
Yo.
apa khabar?
Apa khabar? Team viewer bro, team viewer.
Oh, panas tu, panas tu.
Let's see.
New season, new
Let's
jersey,
see.
oh.
You see, hopefully not old story. You know. So let's see,
You never
let's
know.
see. You never know.
So now we can't say United's old story. United has always been a new story. We always been rocking
Yep.
up there. So
Yep.
let's bring in. I heard some people have forgotten this name, but let's not forget this name much. We have Big Jeeves. Oh, Falcao. Ini Falcao ke Big Jeeves ni?
Radamel,
Wow.
Big Chief, Falcao.
The forgotten man. Falcao is in. Yes, Big
Hey
Jeeves.
guys,
Apa khabar
there you
you?
go. Come on.
How you been?
How are you guys?
Good. Good to have you back in the show.
Thanks, brother.
Same. Right. Next in. Selena. Whoa, another team viewer sini.
Team viewer.
Semangat.
Yeah, with that
Semangat,
message,
Jane.
I want to say to all other teams, be careful, okay? We are watching you.
Okay.
Hi,
Right.
guys.
Shit.
Yes, but it's okay.
How are you? How you been?
Okay, good. After the loss of the finals last season, yeah, hoping for a good season. This season at least.
That's good. Okay. Last but not least, we have Mr. Jeevan here, who's part of a new crew for this year.
Yay! Hi, good evening everyone. Selamat petang.
Evening.
How are
Selamat
all of
petang.
you? Another person with team viewer.
Oh,
You all can see.
semangat
Welcome.
semua. This is that drive that we want for the year, no? The starting of the year, semua
Ini
semangat
kali lah.
masuk.
Ini kali lah.
Ini
kali lah.
Tapi sebelum kita pergi
Wow, look at Jeff, Mafla Afu.
Jeff
one.
has been. I
We
mean,
miss all the players.
yes. But before I go to ini kali lah, right? I just want to welcome everyone to this Footy Talk show. This is the Devil Dance. We have this is the Devil's Dance All United show. Guys out there, do us a favor. Simple, tak susah aku cakap. Hit the like button, share, follow for Footy Talk page. You get everything there. So we are in YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Twitter. Just name it. Go there, share it out. And those that who you guys have any questions, just comment in the comment section. Right? So I'm just going to start it now. Let's get to the real action here. Big Gift, how do you find new season?
It's going to be really interesting, especially with the new signing. Lots of expectations that we are going to have on United this time around because talking about the fact that we did not, challenge the title for the past 8 seasons. We are entering our 9th season. So lots of expectations, lots of good matches, probably, lots of dramas. So, yeah, really looking forward to this new season. Let's see, especially Jadon Sancho and Rafael Varane being added to the
That's
squad.
good.
So, yeah, looking forward for a damn good match by United.
Okay, that is true. I mean, you're looking forward. I like it.
Definitely.
But let's ask Selena. Selena, what are you looking forward for this season from compared to last season?
Like you can see all our face, right? We are all so pumped up for this new season. So like all of us are so excited. What I'm looking forward for this season, like I'm gonna add on like what Jeff said just now, right? With the additions of new players coming in. So this season, at least I'm looking forward for a rotations of players that Ole has to do, because I think like last season there's a lot of players who just burnt out because they're playing almost all the games, like Maguire, like Bruno and all this. So this season, what I'm looking forward is for them to, for Ole to have the rotations of players. So we will see different dynamic. At least we will see that there's another alternative that we can go on for any other matches that we're going to play.
That's upfront. Selena is at her best. Let's ask Mr. Jeevan here. Steven, what do you think that we should not do this season? We should do better than last season.
Not lose our home games. That's the most important thing, right? We had a
Spot
perfect
on,
away
spot
record.
on, absolutely spot on.
we had a perfect away record, but not our home record. And I think with the fans back today, 75,000 in the stadium, it's going to be fireworks all
Yeah.
round, all round. So
Spot on, Jeevan.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping for a better home record and with Sancho a lot of goals, hopefully, right? To close the gap with City. That's the idea. Yeah.
Like everyone see me anticipate. We are going to close the gap. We're going to go forward. Bang Din, up to you. What are you
You know, I
waiting for
mean,
this season?
it's going to be. I don't know how to answer the question because yes, we got Sancho and Varane, something which we're pursuing for last 12 to 14 months. So we got him. But the sad part is we have not been shipping out the unnecessary players. That's what I'm actually waiting for. I'm more eager to see who's going to leave Old Trafford because it's no point having a congested dressing room when half of them are just redundant, you know. So hopefully we can get 2, 3 players out of the window and maybe just get another defensive midfielder. And I think then maybe I would say we are a serious threat. But until then, we're just a better team than last season. I mean, that's what I can say.
Bang Din, be more hopeful. Don't be.
And it's coming from the thing is coming from you. You know, that's what I can't take it. But okay, it's okay. Okay, I'll try to be hopeful. You know, but I'm still pessimistic over things. You know, let the first 5 games go, then we'll know who's the head of the yard lah.
I mean, we just need to start out smooth. So guys,
Yeah.
okay, we have a lot of viewers here. Let's just go and see our comment section for a start here. Jay. Jay, thanks for watching the show, man. Yeah. Tune, right? We have Daphne here. Thanks for continuing watching us. Hi, brothers and
Hi.
sisters.
Hi.
Joel, guys out there who guys are watching in, Joel runs a Snapshot Studios. They also have an All United show. Go in there, follow them. Joel, thanks for being on the show.
He's
What's
also
up?
a big fan of Dancing Rose.
Dancing Rose.
Jayo, miss you guys. I said, what exciting show. Yes, miss you too, Joel. Wow, new signings, gameplays. Everyone's bust out with signings. Joel, can't see Selena's face. Being really nervous. You're not alone, but don't be nervous. We will get it there. Steven freaking nailed it. Stop losing in damn home games to teams that are beatable. With the fans in there, they start better performing. True. Let's hope they perform. Dave B. Bang Din waiting for Marshall to ship out.
No comments. I
Thanks for
decided
watching,
to
Dave, but-
actually. I decided not to go on the Marshall rant so much this season. But again, let's see.
No, but we know. Did you realize that Marshalls and Bang Din is having the same hairstyle now? So it's
I
like
told you,
order.
Marshall copied me. I didn't copy Marshall.
I feel like those
Yeah.
viewers that watching out there, maybe you all did not see. Go and see Bang Din and see the line on Marshall. I guess Marshall watched it. Realized he just went back, took a few sets whiskeys, thinking, guys, absolutely right. I need to buck up my game. Else he's going to buck me out. He's just doing it. He's going to deliver it this year and prove you wrong. And you're going to come up with another video to tell him I'm sorry.
Betul. Yeah.
Yeah, but having said that, how do you all think with the transfer windows? Have we done well? Things to be improved further? Selena, do you think?
Okay, I would say getting Rafael Varane is one of the good things because we really need that for few seasons. Really been asking for it, so I would say yes. Sancho also is good as well as addition as well. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's bad, but like I would agree what Bandin say. How about our current teams, which is like I think we have to do some balance on getting some players out as well because there's a lot like Phil Jones are still here, and a lot of other players are still aging inside. So like what is the progress for them? What is the program for them? And then how are we gonna do this? So for me, additions, I think getting one CDM would be great as well, but we didn't get, and also we didn't get Tripper as well. So we're not sure like how is this gonna be. So for me, at the moment with these two additions of players, it's okay. I still can see, like I said again, it's the rotation of player that I'm looking forward. That I wanted to see how is Ole going to manage it. So yeah, that's my point.
Rotation of players. I mean, yeah. Talking about rotation of players, Joel says it. I hope Ole gets a fundamental right. Pick the proper team, rotate when necessary, start playing key players, especially in Carabao Club. Play players where they're strongest at, period. We got good squad depth, youngsters experience. Agree. Jeef, what do you think? Do you
Miss
feel
Jeff?
that Big Jeef, the Falcao?
Thank you, sir. Yeah, what's the question again?
I mean, do you think Ole needs to change his regime this year, or stick to what he used to do last year?
I feel he just needs to maintain his same regime compared to last season. It's just that now it boils down to how he manages his team. Man management is absolutely crucial this time around because the game, the Europa final, was a prime example of how his man management was a blunder. I think if Henderson would have come in instead of De Gea, probably would have won the cup. I don't know, but I feel he should maintain his same style of managing, but this time with a proper man management. I mean, I want to say skills, a proper man management approach, and I think he would get everything right this time because United have completed their puzzle in terms of filling in the blanks, putting the pieces together, especially in defense. So I don't think so. Ole needs to change his style of management, his style of game, his approach, because he has already gotten his players. Yep. So it's all about fast-paced, high-octane game. I mean, you have multiple depths in attack, and we have solid back four. Let's pray that the back four stays strong till the end, because one injury to any one of them is going to shake our back four a little. But with all due respect to the other defenders that we have, we need this main back four right now in order for us to challenge for the title, because as much as attacks get us goals, defense wins us titles. So yeah, I just got to say that Ole just have to maintain the same management style as he did last season, with proper man management this time, provided that he has gotten Sancho, he has gotten Varane, he has got good attackers up front, like how one of the comments was being mentioned. So yeah, that's my take on Ole's regime starting
Sorry,
today.
Bino, can I add on
Yeah.
this? Yeah, I think the main concern is like what Joel was saying is like especially like choices of players as well is very, very important, because sometimes only choices of players also puzzles, and especially into an important game, like some like Fred. I know some players like, and then the substitution timing and also the players. These factors really play a very important role. So I hope like for this coming season, especially for 2 years onwards, right? So I think he had a good teams already now. Like he has filling up those puzzles
Complete
that
set.
we are missing, right? So I think with that, I hope that he'll take note on that, and then he'll focus more on this, because like I think everybody, you ask any United fan, I think the Europa finals was one of our heartbreak for us, because we could have win it. To be honest, it's really the end, the end, just the last game we could have win it, but just because of few mistakes. So we don't want to have the same repeated mistakes. So yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, interesting. You don't want to mention. You mentioned that you don't want to have any repeated mistakes, but I'm just going to jump in here and say that Kabinesh has mentioned something quite interesting here. He said, "I'm looking forward for United to play expensive football, bringing back the glory days. Addition of Sancho and Varane helps." Thanks for being in the show, Kabi. So I let Dinesh take it on this. Chiefs mentioned, let's remain what Ole has done, not to improve. But Kabinesh has mentioned, let's change a certain play. We need to bring back the glory days. What do you think on this, Dinesh? Do we need to remain the same, or
I said maintain the
adaptation?
game, but with proper man management, not it's two different things.
I know
Mute.
man management, but then
Okay.
we are
No,
not. We are talking about playing expensive football here now. Do we need to
okay.
change our
Understood.
gameplay?
No, it's like this. I think there was a news which came up which actually stated that Ole is going for an attacking football this season. All right. So okay, I'm not sure how legit is that, but if you're going to maintain the same gameplay like last season and depend on the new players to bring a bit more rhythm, then I think we are just going back to how Liverpool has been squandering last season, because people know their formation. It's going to be 4-3-3. Like us, it's going to be two holding midfielders and so on and so forth. So I believe Ole should have a tactical sound person with him who can actually, you don't have a same tactic for every single game. You got to play around your formation, maybe a 4-3-3 or 4-4-1-2 or 4-2-1-3, whatever nonsense it is. Just keep on tinkering the whole thing, and let United not to be a team which is going to be read easily by the opponents. We should go with a game where we start with 4-3-3 and then we move the formations around, according to the game. Let's not go very monotonous. We got to be very stereo wise in when we approach the game. So I hope he doesn't do what he did last season. You just got to evolve. You cannot be stagnant and depending on the certain. I mean, okay, just two players in the team, just two players we signed, and how much can we improve? Because we are cursed with injuries. We are cursed with injuries. So how much can we improve? Not so much. So this for me, the two signings, yes, they are marquee signings. We are going to get a very good quality from them, no doubt. But again, how much can we improve? We have the other 20 players have to step up. The mindset got to change, and you got to be more positive and progressive for the season. So I hope he changes his entire tactics this whole season. That's what I hope.
Interesting there. Didn't has go on change of tactics, but I think end of the day we just want the best for the club.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
it's due time. Given a choice, I'm just going to ask randomly here. What's the title you guys want to win this season? The most?
Premier League.
Premier League, of course. We need the Premier League back.
Not the Champions League?
I mean, aiming for the Champions League is a little bit ambitious because I still feel United aren't there yet. They are getting there, but they're just not there yet.
So you
get
guys don't feel Premier League is ambitious? We are talking about the best league in the world that we so claim
This is like
Premier
our
League is.
domestic match. This is our domestic game. We know
Exactly.
we have to win domestic. Then only we think about Europe and all this. We have to be
But-
strong here first.
but
Kampung,
we
kampung
all-
sendiri kena kuat dulu.
Tapi imagine kenapa kau nak kuat kampung sendiri? When you can just go and claim the throne in the Europe. You're the best of the best.
I don't know.
They
Shut
It just
should
up,
be
sounds like
stronger first before we can go and attack elsewhere.
yeah, it's
No,
like we don't want to like over ambitious
yeah.
like how other people say. But I think
think-
menang kat kampung sendiri is like a big honor already. Like that's your main focus should be for any other teams, even for any other leagues also, Spanish league or Italian leagues or what, winning
Your
your own
pride
league is
before
the
you
first
step out.
priority. Yeah. The first two, then after that we can go start, export
Yeah,
that.
and I think we are still in the rebuilding stage. So, we need to make our team a bit more stronger. There are a few positions that can be added, all right? We might need a striker who can give us 20, 25 goals in a season. That can make a difference, right? So,
But Jivan, with
I
all
think-
credit due, don't
Yeah.
we think that we have been sitting on this rebuilding stage for too long? Because let's look at numbers. United has been one of the highest spenders in the net. We have highest wage bills. The pandemic, we have thrown money, we have spent, but shouldn't be this year, this time, the team delivers. Instead of just falling back, we need more time. How long is our time?
We not agree. We have been spending a lot of money, but the only difference is we have not been having the same coach for a long enough. So Ole, since Fergie left, I think Ole has been at the seat for quite some time now, right? So yes, this is a season that he needs to deliver a trophy,
His
and
fourth season.
I'm hoping not even if it's not a Premier League, it can be the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, whatever, a cup. He needs to deliver it this season. I think he has got
like
2.5 full season, so he needs to do it this season. Simple as that, right? Deliver a cup, and that will be the stepping stone for the team to go further next season, right? And I think they are in the right direction because they have bought the right players, and that gives a big Sancho and Varane. If they can get a striker that can put in 20, 25 goals and a very strong holding midfielder, I think we have got a good chance. All right. The window is not closed yet for transfers, so
Yes.
hopefully something happens before the 31st of August.
Yeah, interesting there. Okay, I mean, yes, let's hope. Hopeful, we are being very hopeful, but we have one topic that let's see who's going to take this up. We have one from J. Will Ole be depending on Maxford pivot again this season? The double pivot that we used to see. Matic has been playing well pre-season. There's been different dynamics that could work. We saw in one of the match that Matic and our forgotten man, our signing for last season, Donny van de Beek, finally playing together. Would we see a different flavor this season? Are we hoping for that? We going to attack, go all out.
I mean, more flavor would be absolutely preferable because we want different types of football, like what Bang Dane mentioned, tactical approach. So it all depends on the players at the end of the day. Like, we would have strings of important fixtures, so we cannot overuse the players. So that's when this kind of tactical approach is very, very pivotal. So questions as being asked by Preston just now, Jay, right? So to answer his question, subject to change. We will see how it's going to turn out for United and for Ole, because Fred and McTominay weren't that good and weren't that bad. They were average. They were decent. I mean, extra credits to Scott
But
McTominay.
wouldn't we think in this way? As much of the critics has been with our double pivot, with how Matic is coming up, people are now giving another midfield choice, Matic and also Van de Beek. So shouldn't our opponents be afraid of Manchester United now? Oh shit. These guys don't
Matic
even
will be
not
a good holding
aside from
midfielder.
McFred, they also got Van de Beek and Matic. So we have more choices. I think that's something that wouldn't it be a plus point to us?
No,
Yeah.
it is a plus point to us, but as what Serena mentioned, it's all about chopping and changing the team for the right opponent at the right time, right? Who do you
Precisely.
play when? That is the most important decision that Ole needs to make this time around and not screw it up again, right? I mean, that's the most important thing. He has got a huge team now. He needs to decide who he wants to play for the right opponent. That's the thing. He and his backroom staff have to plan this out correctly. Or not, he's going to have the same problem again, right? And
So
that's
if
what we
he
are.
gets his backroom stuff to get it right, like how Pua mentions here, Pua, thanks for joining the show. Coming from a Liverpool fan, 21 is coming. Are we confident?
Inshallah.
Yeah,
The
actually we
cops
know
are
dia
telling
macam ni
are
tau. We
confident
know
for
dia
us.
macam
Are we
ni.
confident?
Kalau Ole, like I say again, kalau Ole know how to play the player, like how Jivan is saying, right? At the right time, right games, you have to rotate the players well. It's like the problem
But
just
why
now.
you need Ole to play for you well? You're playing for the
No,
bench.
I mean because
Tactical
sometimes
When you're
approach.
playing for the bench,
choices of
any
players,
11 players will fight for
only
you.
choices of players, the one who's puzzled me sometimes. Like even the person who asked the question earlier about McFred. Like, are you really sorry about Fred? Do you really think he has to play all the games when he have? Yeah, we have Matic, we have, and we even have Mata also in the teams. So why not we just try to rotate the players? Like you know which is the players should be. You have seen the preseason. Matic played well. Van der Beek also played well. So when are these people going to get their chances? But Matic was also aging. So you have to know which are the games that you need to put these players in, which are the games that you think this player will have more strengths or advantages for this particular game, you think. Or even at that point of time, if you choose this player, how do you make the substitution? You don't make substitution at 80 minutes and above, right? So, I mean, I'm sorry to be emotional, but I'm just saying like those mistakes should not be repeated. So this season, for me, like I said, shouldn't be any excuses. And to add on what Bandin said just now, what is Varane going to make how big the Varane's and Sancho's going to give changes this season, right? I think Varane's going to give a good strength on the back four because last time we have problems with Lindelof partnering with Maguire, and then we have everybody always been injury prone and all this. So this time it's really strengthened the defense, so it's quite good enough. And Sancho, he's going to give in this more goal because sometimes most of the time our game's problems are the finishing, So with Sancho's addition of Sancho's, so I think this should be a good addition and should be a really no excuses, to be honest.
No excuses. I mean, yes, we shouldn't have any excuses this year. I mean, we all have
Man
stayed.
management this time. Boiling down
Man
to man
management.
management.
I mean, I hope man management is one, but end of the day, what we want is the players. You play for one thing, the badge.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Yep.
Play for your
Agree.
badge. Go all out. It's supposed to be 900% play or 900% out. It can be McTominay, it can be Fred, it can be even to James Gardner down the bench. But
Yep.
as long as you give your all out, winning or losing is secondary.
Yep.
But we
Yeah.
just want to see passion. We would just want to see a battle down there. So let's come to the key battle for the first week. It's whom? How well can you start the match, new season, new aspiration, against your arch rivals, which is Leeds United? We have the best start to start it off, aiming for Leeds also. So without further ado, those are watching us, I want to bring in the guys from Leeds United Supporters Club, Mr. Mio and Mr. JD Richard.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Thanks for coming.
How's it going?
Thank you for having us.
Yes. I mean, first of all, guys, thank you so much accepting our invite, despite being a Leeds fans and agreeing to come in. Thanks a lot.
It's okay. We'll try not to hate you too much for.
That's right, bro.
All right, so I think Jiva and Selena will be dropping off. So
Bye.
see you back.
Yeah, we'll see you shortly. Yep.
So tell us from the Leeds side, how does it feel? I mean, coming the first match against United.
Well, it couldn't be a bigger start, could it? Really, it is a massive occasion for everybody. I don't know if you've seen the footage live from the streets of Manchester already. There's a lot of Leeds lads and ladies around, causing a lot of, making a lot of noise and having some fun in the early hours. But yeah, it's going to be incredibly emotional after the year that everybody's had as well. You know, everybody's been stuck indoors or unable to travel or go to games or anything like that. There's going to be so much emotion around, and it's going to be intense. So. At least the police this time, or the fixture makers, were a bit smarter than those at the Euros, and they made the game a lunchtime game so that they can limit the pre-match beverages and such. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be difficult. The Leeds team itself hasn't necessarily changed too much this year, interestingly, which I guess we'll talk about later. But hopefully it's just a little bit. Hopefully we can do a bit better than last time we came to Old Trafford. It was a dramatic start. Not a great one, obviously. It was a very exciting game for the neutral, as always, when Leeds are involved. But hopefully we can just start a little bit calmer, a little bit more controlled, and see what happens.
You mentioned bit more calmer. But you remember the first game last year? You guys didn't come calm. You guys came gung ho against the reigning champion. So will it be the same United, or be some different flavor this year?
Well, if you saw towards the end of the season, our style changed a little bit. Like the style is always the same, but maybe our attitude, maybe our maturity altered quite a lot as the season went on. So early on, we saw that crazy game against Liverpool, the crazy game against you guys. There was just so many goals and so many. I mean, it was exciting, right? It was fun. Everybody enjoyed it, but it wasn't great for the heart. There's a lot of heart attack moments going on in those first couple of weeks. But if you saw towards the end of the season, especially when our new signings started to play a little bit more, especially Diego Llorente made a huge impact at the back. Things started to calm down a lot more, and we hardly conceded any goals towards the end of the season, and we're still playing some great football. So hopefully that can maintain. Unfortunately, Llorente will be out for today, so he's not going to be there, which is a big loss for us. But we'll see how we go. I think the style will be the same, but I think they're just a little bit wiser. You know, they've been there a year now. The players that were new last season have been in the system for a whole year now, and Bielsa's been able to work with them for a bit longer. So I think it will be as exciting as always, and just maybe a little bit more controlled, and just pray to God that we can defend set pieces a little bit better than last season as well.
You're not muted.
Interesting. Bang Din, how do you feel? First match against the Leeds.
I mean, it's just not an average Leeds team. It's a very good Leeds team. I mean, for the first game of season, this is not going to be a good start for United or Leeds. You know, we wanted a more simple of a game, but this is like the most violent and fierce of all rivalries. So playing at Old Trafford, 70,000 strong, that's going to be interesting. But I think I don't know. I think United have to step up. They just got to be more serious, and I think Leeds with Bielsa around. Of course, we won you guys by 6-2, I think, at Old Trafford last season. But that's an empty Old Trafford, and that is a lackluster Old Trafford. And this time, it's a full house. Bielsa, I'm sure, has something up his sleeve, right? I mean, being a seasoned coach, a manager, Ole has to prepare for some. Because the last time I saw Leeds play United, I think the Leeds players were more determined and more aggressive in their style of play compared to United. And United actually killed off the game because of the early goals and so on. So I think if Leeds is going to be more calm in their approach, especially, and I think United has a long 90 minutes waiting for them. Personally, that's what
Against
I think.
Bielsa, that's the thing I'm really scared of. He's a
Yeah, man.
legend.
That guy is amazing.
Mio, what do you feel? What do you think will be the key coming from this first match? Where will be the weak point of United that you feel that Bielsa should take it on, go in there, rip the team apart? You're on mute, Mio.
Hi everyone. Hi,
Hi.
Hello there,
Well,
Mia.
obviously, I'm pretty excited with the new season kicking off. We've been here for, we've been absent in the Premier League for 16 years, and we had our first season Premier League last year, which we did quite well. Placed number 9th, which is probably above our expectation. If you can see the last 10 games that we had, leading towards the end of last season, we won 7 games out of 10, drew 2 and lost 1. And my hope is basically for Leeds to continue with the momentum. That means going in the same momentum that they had towards the end of last season. So if you look at in terms of how we played last season against Man United, the 2 ties. Obviously, the first ties we lost 6-2, but the second tie we actually drew 0-0. What we can say is probably the first tie we were quite new in Premier League. We were a bit naive, and as season goes by, the second half of the season we were a bit more stable, basically at our defense. And we considered less goals. I mean, during the second half of the season, if we were to look at the stats, the first half of the season itself, we considered 44 goals, and the second half season, we only considered 19 goals. So obviously, I would expect that in this game, it will be a high-scoring match, but the thing is, it will be a bit more balanced, where we wouldn't see that 6-2 scoreline again. So obviously, we will play the same as how we play towards the end of last season.
Okay. What do you all feel? It's if you were Bielsa, how would you take on Manchester United in the first game? So JD Richards, from you?
You want to go, James?
Sure. Oh, yeah, sure, I get it. Okay, interesting question. I think the fact that it's at Old Trafford, the fact that you have pumped in so much money into these new players and so on, I think my first approach would be something that we're very good at anyway, is to consider hitting you on the break. A lot of the time, I would consider trying to soak up some early pressure, because at the end of the day, your attackers there are going to have a lot of pace, and that is always incredibly dangerous. It doesn't matter if Sancho starts, if Greenwood's there, if Martial starts or whatever. It's all about the pace with those guys. So we'd have to be very considerate with that one. I don't know if Firpo is going to start today or not, so we don't know how he's going to face off against whoever his opposition player is. And if he doesn't play, then Stuart Dallas will be there, and we're going to have to adapt accordingly, really. So personally, I would be looking to allow the game to settle down early on, see how things play out, and then as the game progresses, we then can move towards our usual style, and so on. In terms of the high pressure and stuff, that'll always stay. That's never going to go away. So there's always going to be pressure on the ball, trying to force a mistake from the Manchester United players, and trying to hit them on the break with people like Harrison and Rafinha out there. So much pace for ourselves as well to use on the break. So I think that would be my main approach. I think we're quite lucky that Cavani's not available yet. I mean, as old as he is, he's a very useful striker, of course, so that helps us a little bit in terms of the big guy up top. Somebody that wasn't, I listened to you guys before we started the game. Before we came onto the on air with you guys, and no one really mentioned Pogba. And I thought that was quite strange because he is. I mean, he's a double-edged sword, isn't he? He's either the greatest midfielder in the world or he might as well not be there. So it'll be interesting to see how we contain him. Calvin Phillips has not played many of the preseason games, but everybody knows how good he is. You guys were very heavily linked with him this summer. Some people a little bit too disrespectfully for my liking. But in terms of the way it's going to go, I think he'll be very important to try and keep a hold on Pogba and the other guys in the middle of the park. So, like I said, soak it up early on and see what happens. But then, obviously, if the chance is there to break, then we've got to take those chances.
I mean, Big Dave, what do you feel? I mean, JD has mentioned about Pogba, but none of you have mentioned about it. Is he who that we need for this match, or you feel that there be someone else, the key decider for this game?
The key is definitely going to be Bruno in this match. I mean, Pogba is a free player. He just runs around in midfield area, and his ball distribution is amazing. So he is going to be a key player in this match. It all depends on how he is going to prove in the match later against Leeds, because it's not easy to go against Bielsa. Because when he squats down and he looks into the pitch, things are getting serious. So I'm just not going to say much on Pogba because his performance last season, out of 38 games, I mean, it's just inconsistent, if you have noticed. Probably he had 10 good matches, 10 mediocre matches, and probably few bad matches, and even the one where he conceded few penalties and all that. So he is a very good, definitely one of the world-class players in terms of his agility, his movement, his vision on the pitch and all that. But against a tactical team like Leeds today, who are such hard defenders, and I'm actually kind of worried how are their midfield battles, especially with Calvin Phillips. That guy has done wonders with England this time in Euro. He has played for every game, and he's going to have that sort of that sort of mental fortitude, number one, that sort of confidence, bringing that kind of game into Leeds game today against Manchester United. So I feel it's going to be pivotal for the entire squad actually to go against a club like Leeds, a revived club like Leeds after what they have learned from last season, which they finished pretty decently. So coming to Pogba. So as JD mentioned, yes, he's one of the best players in the world, but let's hope he has the proper set of players around him right now. He has Sancho, he has Bruno, he has proper back four behind. So there is no reason for this guy this time around to drop really low at the back to help the players to push forward. Let's just see for the game today how Pogba fares, and of course I would like to see the Juventus Pogba, the complete set of Juventus Pogba against Leeds tonight, and let's see how it goes.
So Mio, what do you feel? Because we have few comments here coming in. X-Ray Mama, thanks for watching. I think Leeds might surprise United.
And I'm not surprised.
And then we also have one from Kishan here. Leeds to win 2-1. Looks like over here, we can see in comment section, they are buzzing on Leeds.
We did lose our first game at home last season though.
But do you... So you're on mute.
Well, I think we do have a chance. If you could see, like I mentioned during the second half of last season, when we played against the Big Six, we did quite well. If you look at the last 10 matches that we played against, we won against Man City, we won against Spurs, and we drew against the other four teams: Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, and what's the other one? Yeah, we didn't lose. So basically, I think it's a possible result where Leeds can actually clinch a win, but to be honest, to me, as long as we could at least get a point, that would be a great result.
I mean, yeah, talking about getting a point, even we have a comment here from Skinner. I think 2-2 is a fair bet for this match. Do you all agree?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
one thing I can predict, or I can predict, it'll be a high scoring goals game, but a bit balanced. We could see a similar result as the first game that we had against Liverpool at Anfield. It was a 4-3 score line.
Yep.
But hopefully it will be favoring us instead.
That is good. I mean, Bang Din, what about you? Mio has mentioned favoring them. It's going to be a draw. How
Now,
would you take on this match? How would you do some changes with it?
I hope, and I mean, if I were Ole, I would drop Pogba for this game. I'll drop Pogba.
You drop Pogba.
Yeah,
He's your
I will drop
talisman.
Pogba.
You spend 80 million on him, you drop him off. Kau ni ada akal ke tak ada akal?
No. The same talisman played for France and Euro and didn't go far anyway, so there's nothing great about him, But I feel, just
He
drop him.
didn't go far.
No.
Anyway, guys, out there, he's a Germany fan. France in Italy, then England, now back to France. I like how Bang Din thinks.
I love the whole world, bro. Anyway, I just feel like I would start Donny van de Beek for this game. I would start Donny van de Beek for the game. Okay, given because he had a very good break this summer. The Euros, and he was injured and so on and so forth. And the guy is ready to go. He's not huffing and puffing that we're not playing for United, making a big media drama out there. Give him a role in the squad with maybe Bruno Fernandes, and just start the game. Why not? There's nothing to lose. And he's not an average player. He is a proven player. He just had a bad time last season, And Pogba, on the other hand, with his uncertain mindset of whether he want to stay, he want to go, he thinks he's the pillar of the club, and so on and so forth. So let's not go into that part of it. But I just think Pogba should be a team player rather than being a leader, because he's definitely not a leader, So I think they should stop putting him in the limelight, the wrong limelight, So if they're going to do that, then I think United is more, because okay, let's be honest, Bielsa and Leeds will be expecting Pogba and Bruno in the middle. That's like a no-brainer. Now, what's going to happen? It's going to be Plan B. Van de Beek, a hard-working player. Bruno, of course, a mastermind.
Again, so I think you just need to chill out. It's the first game. Let's enjoy. Yeah. It's Leeds at home. United. I know. Yes, have a good scoring game. All out. But don't start sour. Why are we being sour? The Leeds fans are more open-minded than us.
Because they know Pogba can be a very periodic player. He can be good, he can be bad. That's why Leeds fans love him. Because he doesn't know what he's going to play for the day. Come on, Mio and Richard. Come on, guys. I'm just speaking your mind. Come on.
No, you're right. No, you're totally right. I would just never say.
Yeah. Richardson.
You're on mute.
Oh, it was unmuted. Then went back. I would never say that I love him under any circumstances. But yes, I would probably prefer that he would play.
Exactly.
You see, and he had his bad day, right? Yeah. I know him.
I saw the smoke on them. I knew they were
but he's also on his day as well. He can win a game on his own, right? So he's a very scary guy. I was just intrigued though, because Van de Beek is definitely a good player. But I don't think Ole likes him very much, as he demonstrated last season. So if you were to play him, so you would play him with who? With McTominay, or would you play him with Fred?
McTominay. Because I believe the Leeds players, with all due respect, are an aggressive bunch of players. So you need a bit of body in the mid. And Fred will be like washed out of the game if he's going to start. So you need McTominay there with Bruno and Van de Beek. So I would go with that. All right. If things doesn't go well in the first half, then of course you have another 45 minutes where you can bring in an impact player like Paul Pogba, and let's see what impact he can do. And mind it, Van de Beek has not played in front of 70,000 screaming Old Trafford fans. He has not done that. So give the boy a chance. First game of the season, man, you got nothing to lose. We lost the last season's first game. Why not? You know. But I believe with the mindset United have right now, I'm sure they'll go seriously about this. But first 15 minutes, you'll know whether United is actually meaning business or just another United average show. That's going to determine the whole game.
I mean, Bangden is being a bit hold back. We have here from Ivan. Ivan, thanks for watching. Your fans back stadium, we can't afford slow start in the Leicester team and concede first time many much. Come back a bit harder to execute crowd support. Ivan, with all the respect, I don't think so. Leeds a Leicester team. They are one of the greats. And being a derby, is going to be neck to
Oh,
neck,
yeah.
head to head, toe
Yeah.
to toe. It's
The
all
Ellen
about
Road
the
rivalry. No one
passion.
forgets, man. No one
Yes,
forgets.
no one forgets. Me,
119 head-to-head meetings, one of the highest.
So the Rose Derby, right?
yes. Mio, who do you think will be the first 11 from Leeds for this game?
I'm looking forward for Junior
Well,
Firpo to play.
if you look at our summer spending so far, in terms of the player that actually can break into the first 11 is only Junior Firpo, which is the left back. So I would predict that there's not much changes to our first 11. If Firpo is fit to play, then he would fill in that left back position. The rest, I would say keeper, as usual, is Miss Leah. And then we have the back two. In this case, because Llorente is injured, so we'll have probably Cooper and who's the other one?
Calvin Phillips.
Probably
Robin Koch. Robin
yeah,
Koch.
Robin Koch. Yeah, Robin Koch. Or probably no, if it's not Robin Koch, it's Truich. And then on the right side will be Ailing. And we have probably in the middle defensive midfielder, Calvin Phillips, if he's Bielsa fit to play, or otherwise it will be either Switch or Robin Koch. And then we have the two other midfielders. In this case, it's probably Dallas, and I would probably would like to see Rodrigo in the first 11. And we have Harrison on the left and Rafinha on the right. And of course, our main striker, Bamford.
I mean, that's a lineup which is, it's going to deliver you 110% on the pitch.
Wow.
So, Jake, how do you think United is going to counter that?
I mean, just by mentioning the players' names in Leeds United, Rafinha, Calvin Phillips, Firpo, Bamford, Harrison, Dallas, Melie, so many good players who are capable of giving a high-octane match. Likewise, United, they have their proper set of first 11. So basically, we will know when we watch the game today how are they going to counter Leeds United, because it's not the same Leeds United that we saw last season. It's a whole new Leeds United with probably different approach that Bielsa is going to have. So I think he has taken his pointers from that 6-2 defeat at Old Trafford, and I'm pretty sure he's going to not repeat that. And he's definitely going to counter that sort of performance against United's probable settled first 11. So I'm going to say that Ole is going to play a quick, steadfast, counter-attacking game, capitalizing on any moment when there is an opportunity to burst forward with the attackers that we have. Probably score few goals in, like how Mayo mentioned. It's going to be a high octane, lots of goals going in kind of game. I'm going to see it this way. If it's going to be a stalemate, okay, fine, it's decent enough. Okay, since it's the first game, we'll enjoy a good football match. I mean, a classic Ellen Road Rose Derby. I mean, what you call that? The Rose Derby, right? Yep. So, as I mentioned, if it's going to be a high octane, lots of goals match, United is going to look to score early and defend deep. after probably 70th minute, 75th minute, because Leeds do have the firepower. They would want to, bring the margin down and somehow salvage something out of the game.
That's thank you. JD, we have a comment here. I mean, Dave, it's a pun. It's great pain ass. Last season, many teams, United has a Lam and Jazz pumped up to go against this tricky mat pressing lead sets. And then we have another one. Ivan comes out and say that Shaw versus Rafinha will be a great watch. But here where Kishan comes out and say that Leeds, you guys need Origi, give us Rafinha. Would you ever want to lose Rafinha?
All right, let me put it this way. I haven't had the name of a player on the back of my shirt since I was a teenager, I'm pretty sure. But right now, there is a brand new Leeds shirt with Rafinha 10 on the back, sat in a hotel room not too far from here in quarantine, waiting for me to get. I'm so annoyed that it hasn't arrived for today, but never mind. That's how much that guy means to me. I've written articles on this guy. He is probably the standout surprise signing of last season in terms of someone, and I'm talking about in the entire league here, of someone that no one really knew that much about. Obviously a talented young man in when he played in France, but he was very much under the radar, and out of nowhere we managed to snag him. I'll hold my hands up, I didn't know much about him at all, and he's just arrived and he's just been fantastic. And I mentioned Calvin Phillips earlier and some of the rumors surrounding him, the rumors around Rafinha and Liverpool, and the absolute how do I put this in a really nice way, the arrogance maybe that some of them have shown in terms of just this thing that they think, oh, I know, we'll give you our third choice striker and we'll take one of the best wingers in the league. It's not going to work like that. This guy has just been called up to the Brazil squad. I don't know if you guys have seen that. So he's now in the Brazil squad for the next games for the first time, which is great. Shows the Bielsa effect that's had on his career, and it just demonstrates what a talented guy he is. He works so hard, and if you don't see him week in, week out, and people say this about him, he has a great smile, but he's an angry man. If he doesn't score a goal, if he doesn't get his way, he's still pretty fuming. We beat, as you are aware, we beat City at their place last season in the last minute.
Yes,
Dallas getting that amazing goal, playing with 10 men and so on, and he was furious at the end of the game because of what Fernandinho had done to him. And I don't remember if you guys saw that he wiped him out, and that was him for the rest of the season done. So he's a very committed guy. He's so talented, very, very spirited. I can't wait to see him at Ellen Road. The fans are just going to absolutely adore him. And there's absolutely no way in hell that we would ever swap him for someone like Origi. It would take an incredible, it would take an incredible offer for them to even contemplate it, I'm sure.
Yes. Rafinha will be great, but then guys, we have came to almost the end of the show, so let's just go in there. The match prediction. What is it going to be like? It's a score. What do we feel is going to be there? Bang Din, why not you start it off? But before Bang Din started off, I'm going to bring back the rest of the crew to inside of the. Hi Selena, hi Jivan, welcome back.
Hi JD, hi Mio. Welcome to the show.
Hi JD, hi Mio. Welcome guys.
Even
Okay, we have some from comments here from Siva. Marching on together, guys. Nice to having you. Okay, what about you, Nish? What do you think Scotland is going to be?
So just a scoreline prediction, right? I think it's going to be a 4-2 for United.
Whoa.
And I believe there will be a red card.
By United? By Anthony Martial?
No, either one. Because I tell you, playing Leeds last season was actually kind of like nothing much of it because of the fans was not there. But with the fans around, with the songs and the atmosphere, I believe it will be a big hype tonight. So
Absolutely.
passions will be running high, tempers will be running high. So I believe we can see a proper Rose Derby tonight. And getting a red card, I believe we might just see one. 4-2 for me.
4-2. Mio, what about you?
I would go for a draw, 2-2. Reason being is it'll be a high goal scoring game. But the thing is, the difference between this time around and last season at Old Trafford is that our defenders are more more stronger or more stable. That's what we saw last season. From the beginning of the season and towards the second half, we become more matured in terms of defensive. We conceded less goals, so I would go for a 2-2 scoreline.
Okay, but Mio, I'm going to keep the Leeds.
I'm really sorry. Can I interrupt because the teams have just come out? Would you like to know what the starting lineup is?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So for Manchester United. Sorry. You have De Gea in goal. Wan-Bissaka playing at right back. Maguire and Lindelof start with Shaw at left back.
Oh my God.
Then in the middle you have Pogba, McTominay, and Fred. You have Dan James starting, Bruno Fernandes, and Mason Greenwood, which is very interesting. Which means Sancho is indeed on the bench, as is Martial and so on. Van der Beek is also on the bench. Leeds start, Meslier in goal, Ayling at right back, Koch and Cooper in the middle, as we mentioned, with Dallas at left back. So Firpo is only on the bench, which means that, by the looks of this, Struijk will play in the holding midfield position with Klich and Rodrigo. And then you have Harrison with Rafinha out wide and Bamford up front, which basically means that Calvin Phillips is on the bench, which I'm very surprised about. Firpo's on the bench too. And then a lot of kids, by the looks of things. It's a very young bench of kids. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I thought everybody would want to know what the team is.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, actually, JD, I wanted to interrupt Mio just now because of this. I mean, what do you all think of this lineup? I mean, let's just start off from the Leeds crew. JD, do you want to take it on?
Yeah, sure. As I said, I'm a little bit surprised, but not overly so. So there's always fitness doubts around Firpo and Phillips. Everybody else pretty much picks themselves. Bielsa is a massive obsessive around having a right-footed and a left-footed centre-back. So I always figured it would be Robin with Cooper, so a lefty with a righty. And then Dallas at left-back is absolutely fine. No problem. He's a fantastic player. So much energy. It's unbelievable. Klich was somebody who was on the way down last season. He was just very, very tired. He was one of the guys that played every single game the season before. He never missed a game. But in pre-season, he's looked a lot better. So I'm happy to see him back in there, see how he does. And I think this is going to be a big year for Rodrigo. We need to see, he could be almost like a new signing for us. He was just injured so much and hardly ever played. But towards the end of the year, we saw some really fantastically classy touches from him. You know, he used to be Spain's number 9, right? So he's not exactly a bad player. In terms of your side, yeah, interesting. I'm sure you guys have a lot to say about that.
I mean, yeah, the key word here is interesting. I mean, I just going to go out to Selena on this. What do you think on the lineup? I mean, the lineup is basically David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, McFred, Pogba, Bruno. I mean, that literally stays off your lineup of the whole last year by your top 3. You have Greenwood and James there. How was it?
Yeah, actually, I don't want to go too emotional on the first show itself, but just like of this, it's just like the same old kind of pattern is there, like same as last season, the same double pivot and all that. I just saw Fred Nems again is there, but it's okay. The first game, let's see how it goes. And I can see Sancho is just not starting up as well. But yeah, with Greenwood there, I'm sure it's going to be a push there as well with Bruno Fernandes and all that is there. With Pogba, I hope he turn up in the game. Lindelof, I hope he doesn't screw up. Yeah, basically, do I have to give prediction now, sir?
No, you just give me about your lineup.
So, yeah, I just hope it's a good game, really. But this, I never expect. But yeah.
Okay, I can see Selena.
Yeah, I don't understand. Who plays on the other side to Dan James then in this formation? Who is it? Just Greenwood up front on his own with James, or how does that work for you guys? I can't work it out.
No, what will work is that Pogba will be going to the left. So James will be playing on his side, Greenwood will be playing top. So it's somehow like a diamond formations where Ole has studied up. So let's see how he tackles this. Because it looks like James is going to play like the shadow striker is going to be making his runs from the left and from the right. It's going to be quite interesting to see how they're going there. Jivan, what about you? I mean, actually, Mamba came out and said that Leeds are going all out. They seem to have a clear direction. To be honest, even Leeds fans are unsure how United is going to start up with James on top there.
No, I think
When we are
basically,
unsure how Pogba is going to. You have a team with full intensity.
I think
Does it
Ole
shock
decided
you?
to. Yeah, it does shock me on the lineup. I expected Marshall to start, but I think Ole is going with the players who he thinks are fit and who are ready and who have been in preseason for a longer period, maybe. That's what I'm looking at. And of course, it's disappointing that he's still starting with that same formation of having McTominay and Fred on the holding midfield. But as what Serena mentioned, let's look at it. How is it going to fare on the first game? But I hope there are plenty of goals in this game.
All right, let's hope. Okay, I mean, since we know the lineup is out, let's just go. Mio, do you still stick with your draw?
Yeah, for the fact that we are playing away.
Okay. Bang Din, do you still stick with your 4-2?
It will be a different scoreline.
Oh, I like your confidence. I like your confidence. Bang Din, are you still as confident? That's how Mio is.
After seeing this squad, confidence is at negative 100%. I think on the safe side, I think it's going to be a 3-2 game. It's going to be a win 3-2 game. 3-2 for United.
Okay.
But I think a Sancho introduction in the second half might just make things wild. Let's see.
I mean, yeah, too much on Sancho. Let's just put it on Marshall.
Dinesh, I hope the changes doesn't come at 79 minutes or 85 minutes.
God willing, not. I hopefully not.
And not when we are 1-0 down, hopefully.
Oh yeah,
So now,
that's
what about you? What's your prediction like for this game?
Okay, there's two things actually I'm looking forward to as well, because first, the fans is back in the stadium. Second, this is also our rivalry match as well. So with this two in mind as well, I'm going to go for United winning. But it's going to be a narrow win for me. I feel it's going to be either 1-0 or 2-1 for United.
Jiwan.
I'm going to go against this whole thing, right? I'm hoping for United to turn up today. I'm going to go for a 3-1. And my 3 goals are Maguire, Fernandes, and Sancho to open the scoring.
You're playing fantasy, bro. I like
No,
that.
I'm not. I'm not. Sancho is not in my fantasy team, but I have Maguire and Bruno.
I knew it.
So okay, yeah.
Yeah, the moment you put Maguire, I know already. Sure, fantasy one.
Looks like fantasy comes to the place. We'll talk about fantasy short while. Big Jeeves, what about you?
Well, after looking at this lineup, I understand that Lindelof is playing absolutely bad in aerial duels. Bamford is definitely looking to score past him because his defense, set piece defending was awful last season and all that. So I'm just going to go for probably 2-1 or just United narrow win 1-0 if Lindelof could hold Bamford. I'm not going to be too confident in this match, but
Guys,
I just want them to win.
Be confident. The Leeds crew is just not just laughing at you. I mean, you guys were so bumped up at the start. It's just names on the lineup. Play for the chest. All out.
That one you must tell
Yeah,
them.
but it's just that after looking at this lineup, it has got me back to last season's home records. So that entire home record of last season is like flashing in front of my eyes right now. And Max Sauce and Fred. Okay, Max Sauce would be decent. Fred, as usual, he would try to, just. I'm just going to go for either 2-1 or 1-0. Either these two scores.
JD, I know you're having a good laugh. What about you? You're on mute.
It's I I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at the BBC website because their formation that they've put out for Leeds has Rafinha playing left wing back, which is just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But whatever, it's okay. I am trying not to. One of the things with being a Leeds fan is we're so used to disappointment and the terrible years that have gone by. And before we played you at Old Trafford last time, I was actually I was relatively, looking forward to it. I was quietly confident that we'd do okay. And then obviously you destroyed us. And I'm trying not to feel like that again. I just don't really understand this system that Ole has gone for you guys, but whatever, he knows best, so that's fine. I would like to think that we could catch on the break. I don't think it's going to be super high scoring like it was the first time. I think it's going to be more like the second game where it was 0-0. I feel like it's going to be a little bit tighter. Both teams are just going to be a little bit. You don't want to start terribly, do you, in a season, right? You can't win the title in the first game, but you can definitely get off to a bad run of games if your confidence is low and so on. So I think it's going to be pretty tight. I would probably go for a 1-1 draw at this point. If we were we could try and go for the away tactics that we did last time against City, where we tried to break away and get a late goal or whatever. I'm not too worried about the crowd at Old Trafford. Once they finish their prawn sandwiches, there's not that much going on. So I'm not worried about that. You should be worried about the away fans, guys. They're the ones that are going to be the loudest in the ground. But it's going to be a great day. I'm excited for it. I am nervous about it, but I'm also excited about it. I think it's one of those things where, and I'm sorry to say this, but the pressure's on you guys, right? You're the ones with the big signings. You're the ones in the big stadium and so on. I did a little bit of research earlier. I'm going to hit you with this. I hope you enjoy this. Okay, so the Manchester United squad is apparently worth a total of, last season, was worth 770 million euros, okay? Which means that for every point you got, that cost you 10.4 million euros, okay? Leeds is worth us 238 million, which means it only cost us 4 million per win. So the squad value is massively in favour of the Reds in this respect. So no pressure, guys. It's okay. Deep breaths.
All thanks to
Okay.
Wood was one of the best directors we could ever have. Any player, Fred, almost 60 million for Fred. Wow. Woodward was just absolute genius when it came to transfers the past seasons.
Steve, you need to tone down.
Good way.
Yeah, so there you go. I think 1-1. I think it's going to be tight, but I think it's going to be fun. Red card is probably a good shout, although Phillips isn't playing for us, so I don't know who will get sent off on our side. We'll see. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I would wish you guys good luck, but I don't mean it, so I won't.
That's a good one, JD.
That's a good one, JD. I mean, yeah, even Kishan is going out here mentioning that 2-1 for Leeds. Gee, can't wait, guys. Final day is here. Alexa playing Chemical.
Yeah,
Probably
nice,
yes.
Wow.
That's right.
I mean, end of the day, yes. To be honest, pressures on United. United needs to deliver bigger squad, bigger wages, bigger everything. Leeds just have to play games. So the pressures on United, pressures on Ole. Let's hope for a best game. I mean, everyone's given the predictions. We hope for great matches from both sides. GGMU, but still marching on together. We march on together to the match, and we hope for the best. But before I end the show here, I want to say a few things. A shout out to Leeds United Supporters Club Malaysia. Thanks so much for coming in. And those who are watching us, take note. The next Footy Talk show coming soon. We have a special edition just with LUSC Malaysia. We'll be covering them fully from their predictions on how they feel for the season. Tune in to know more about them. And for United, enjoy the game today. And last but not least, we want to have a special shout out to Footsie for being our sponsor this year, who are also sponsoring, as you all know, our FPL. So thank you so much to them. Those out there, go in, download the app, get in there. It's an app, a simple app for football. And those who are already in FPL, enjoy. Let's have fun. Let's hope it's the best out there. Anyway, to all watching here, thank you again for watching and tuning in to Footy Talk. Please help just follow the simple music, I would say. Follow, like, subscribe. And again, last but not least, JD and Mio, thanks so much for accepting the invite and being here. Hats off to you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Vinod here signing off with the crew. Enjoy. Take care. Ciao.
Bye.
Much on.
Bye.